Hey, it's Jeff Wade here with stockideas.org, and I've got another book review today. We're going to look at The Colder War by Marin Katusa. And this book is about how the global energy trade slipped from America's grasp. So it's not exactly an investing book, which is usually what I'm covering, but it is about kind of the geopolitics of energy, the global energy trade. So there are big implications for investors, and it is published by Wiley Finance. So there is certainly a financial application here. I think I picked up this book after reading about it on ValueWalk.com as well. So there are, and I think the author is started out as a energy and resource analyst. And has done a lot of work in that space, I think even having his own companies. So, it is sort of written about from a perspective of a macro investor. So it is, quite interesting in that regard. The book itself is really about Vladimir Putin and how he's just focused on returning Russia to its former glory days and using its natural resources as the foundation for that, I guess, strategic objective, so to speak. So the book starts by looking at some of Putin's past and some of the moves he made, and kind of positions them in a light that it's part of his grand strategy, and kind of goes to show that even back when he was in university, he was writing essays about how Russia should, I guess, kind of pursue their strengths and natural resources to secure their spot on the global stage. Then from there, the book kind of shifts into a highlight of the current sort of geopolitical hotspots, and then in Russia's kind of strategic interest in them. And then finally, it looks at how Russia has developed various industries within the energy sector. So, what's Russia's oil situation, natural gas and shale, and uranium as well, I think. And so then, kind of comes to the conclusion that Russia is kind of just trying to corner these key markets and, become the global player for all of the world's energy trade. And then he draws some implications on what that means for the dollar, what it means for investors, et cetera, et cetera. So it is a really interesting book. The author, I believe, is European and kind of presents a different point of view than the mainstream narrative that you'd hear. So for that alone, it's kind of interesting. Whether you buy the argument or not, or take it with some pinch of salt or shades of gray, I think is really up to you. But it is certainly an interesting read, especially if you are interested in geopolitics, and with the recent fall in oil prices, it does kind of seem timely and relevant. So if this sounds like it might be up your alley, I definitely encourage you to check it out. It's a quick read, and they cover a lot of ground in a couple hundred pages. It's only about 200 pages, and it reads quite quickly. So definitely worth checking out. If you want to learn a little bit more about this book, I just encourage you to hit the link below this video. It'll take you through to stockideas.org. There's a more in-depth written book review. You can click through to Amazon, check out the reviews there, and see if The Colder War is the right book for you. Thanks very much for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I'll have more book reviews for you soon. Thanks very much. Jeff Wade at stockideas.org.